Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my Absolutely Fried podcast. My name is Jezabelle, and every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday night at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we get absolutely fried together on Kick and Twitch. If you're watching on YouTube, hello. Please don't forget to subscribe. If you're more of a listener than a viewer, just know that this podcast is available to you on every streaming platform. So Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Samsung, Amazon, you name it, it's there. Just search Absolutely Fried, or you can also check the description for the links. Don't forget to follow the podcast on Instagram at Absolutely Fried Podcasts. And I'm just going to go ahead and start this one off today with just a reminder that today is Monday and the next podcast is going to be Wednesday. So what would Jezabelle do Wednesday? If you have a question, a situation, anything like that that you would like to be featured on the podcast, or just need some help with, or just want some weight lifted from your chest, make sure to check the description for the link to the form for what would Jezabelle do. You just fill it out and submit it. If you're watching on Twitch, you're just going to go to the About section and click the What Would Jezabelle Do? If you're watching on YouTube, description. And if you're on the podcast app or platform, then it's also going to be in the description for you guys. If you're on any social media platform, I think it's in my link tree. But yes, don't forget, because that is going to be Wednesday's stream. I'll try to remind you guys if I remember at the end of the stream. But welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. I have been looking forward to this podcast all day because I planned it out. Today's going to be an interesting one. Today we're going to be delivering some unpopular opinions. Some of them may be popular, I'm not sure, but they're my opinions, and who doesn't love opinions that nobody asked for? I want to give them, mainly because y'all know I just love to yap, but I've really been thinking about it, and there's a lot of times where I have an opinion on something and I feel like it differs from what I see other people saying, and that makes me feel lonely sometimes. Because I feel like the internet has become a really shit place to differ in opinion from the masses. Quite like this is going to tie into one of my opinions that we talk about, actually. So let's just start with what brought this all up. So over the weekend, I spent most of it just like hiking and having fun, which was super awesome. But I went hiking with somebody that I have very specific like niche things that will make me kind of get the ick from somebody, make me like not want to talk to somebody, not want to like associate myself, maybe not want to be friends with you, possibly never talk to you again. I have like, you know, like super niche stuff. And one of those niche things is littering. I feel so extremely like opinionated. And that's like that to me, like littering is like a moral for me. Like I can't compromise on that moral. I will never compromise on that moral. I feel like littering is so serious. And they were telling me they had eaten yogurt, right? And they ate it in the car. And we pulled up to this place to hike. They take it out the car, right? And I had reminded them to take it out the car because I didn't know where there was trash cans where we were going to be hiking. I just knew that there were some. I knew that at the absolute max, they'd have to hold it for like an hour before we got to a trash can, right? And I had reminded them to take it out the car, and they're like, okay, yeah, I got it. And we're walking down the path, and I noticed they weren't carrying anything. And I was like, hey, did you forget to grab like the yogurt? Because I'm thinking like, dude, this is gonna it's gonna be stuck in a hot car, right? I'm like, hey, like, did you forget to grab the yogurt? They were like, no, like I left it on purpose. And I was like, oh, okay. They're like, but don't worry, I took it out of my car and I put it underneath the car. And I was like, you did what? I'm sorry. They were like, yeah, no, I didn't feel like holding it while we were walking, so I just put it under the car. I didn't want to get ants in my car. And I was like, oh. So, hold on, let me get this straight. You think that, like, if you left it in the car, the ants would have found their way into your vehicle and gotten to the yogurt immediately within, like, the short walk that we were going to do. But you don't think that ants will get to it being underneath outside the vehicle on the ground in nature? You don't think that the ants are going to find it there? And they were like, no, but it's fine. Like, I'm planning to throw it out when we get back. And I was like, but where? Because there wasn't a trash can at the front. Okay, hold on. You're planning to throw it out. They're like, yeah. I was like, you littered though. They're like, I didn't litter. Like, I'm going to go back and get it. And I was like, no. because you don't know if you're going to go back and get it. They're like, I'll remember. And I was like, okay, you're operating under the assumption that you're going to remember. You're just completely negating human error, right? And I was like, but that's fine. My issue is what if you come back and it is covered in ants? Are you going to pick it up then? Are you going to put it back in your vehicle? Are you going to pick something up that's covered in ants? They're like, it's probably not going to be covered in ants. And I was like, but you were concerned about ants in the vehicle. Like and I'm like going back and forth with them. I'm like, you littered. They're like, no, I didn't litter because I'm going to go back and pick it up. I was like, no, that's still, you put it on the ground. They're like, it'll still be there. It's fine. And I was like, but what if it's not there? Like, we just came to a place where we're submerging ourselves in nature. What if an animal goes underneath the car and grabs it and then takes it back into the forest with them? Like, you littered. And I felt so strongly about this that, like, the walk was so awkward, y'all. It was so awkward. It was literally so awkward because, like, I was, like, silent for most of it because in my head I was like, that's weird. Like, that's weird. Because I feel so strongly about littering. And not only that, like, I fully believe in that whole idea. I think it's called like leave no trace. When you go out hiking or walking or anything like that, if you put yourself outside of nature, you should leave everything how it is. Like, act as like you should not look like you've been there. I fully 1,000,000% like believe in that, right? Especially when we're in a city like fucking Los Angeles. Buddy, do you see how massive this city is and how like it's been just stripped of trees? Like, it's like its own, like the amount of city space that there is for Los Angeles. Holy shit. So when you put yourself in this small little green space, I'm like, let's try to preserve it. You know what I mean? Holy shit. But yeah, no, I felt very strongly about that. And it got me thinking about my possible unpopular opinions. And so I wrote down today, I just thought about it and I just wrote down as it came to me. So I say we just get into it. That was the first one, I guess, how strongly I feel about littering. But that one might be a popular one. I hope that that's a popular opinion. Let's start with, I made a little video today on my second account. If you just know, you know. Of a few opinions. So we'll touch on those a little bit. My first one that I had talked about was, I don't like TikTok Shop. I don't think, I've never purchased anything from TikTok Shop, right? I've never purchased anything from there. But if you're going to purchase something, clothes are cool. You know, clothes are fine. If you are purchasing something that you consume or put on your skin, you're crazy. Are you serious? Because to me, when I think TikTok Shop, I think Temu. And I'm not going on Temu to order a spicy pickle kit. I'm not. Who are you ordering that from? Who's giving you that right now? Who did you buy that from? Where did it come from? Who put that together? Are you serious? How is it being shipped? How is that safe? People are buying fucking vitamins, like supplements and shit, and just skincare products and it's fucking weird. That is weird. It's unsafe. It is unsafe. That's really the reason why I'm telling you that you should not do it. There are absolutely no regulations. There's no verification whatsoever. Anybody could jump on there and sell anything, and they don't have to tell TikTok shit. You just set up your little profile and just sell it. They don't give a fuck what it is, where it's coming from. Like, bitch, I'm gonna give you two right here. I'm gonna give you two fucking examples. First one. All right, I feel like I shouldn't name names or anything specifically, cause like, okay, fuck. Okay. I'm gonna just say it, y'all. I'm gonna just be real with y'all because I'm always real with y'all. Memphis and Coco. iHeart Memphis or I Love Memphis or whatever, and Coco. Their videos are very entertaining to me. Coco's videos are very entertaining to me. You know what I mean? Interesting lady. Why the fuck are they suddenly selling candy and shit? Because here's the thing. What the fuck do they know about food safety? You know, I already feel slightly uncomfortable if I go to purchase something and it's being made in like someone's kitchen, someone's home. Like, I be doing some dirty shit in my kitchen. I can't even fucking lie to you. I'm not even gonna lie. Sometimes I can't, you know what? I'm gonna be so real with y'all. There are times where I do stuff that I absolutely should not fucking do. I've put shoes on my counter before. Now, I'm not saying that these people turn around and don't clean the counters and shit, before they cook, before they do anything like that. I'm not saying that they don't do that. I know that there are some people that follow food safety, that are educated in it, that do what they're supposed to. But there is no damn way that Coco, that girl be in a thong, be in some booty shorts, throwing ass in a kitchen. And in that same kitchen, you are packing together this candy. That doesn't make sense to me. The food safety cannot be there. Like, I just don't think that the food safety, I don't think that doesn't make sense. Because to me, the way that I would think about it is the way that she like behaves in the kitchen. Imagine like going somewhere like to a bakery or some shit, and like the head pastry chef is just back there in some booty shorts throwing ass and then puts your food together. There's gotta be, let's be real with each other now, air, it carries. There's stuff in the air that we can't see. If somebody's in booty shorts in the back, there's booty flakes. There is doo-doo air. Like, let's just be real with each other. If you take a shit in that same day and then go into that kitchen and throw ass in booty shorts, no matter how well you wiped your ass, there will be some remnants of shit. Like, I'm just be real with each other. Like, you may not be able to see it, but it's in the air. So those people could turn around and just sell something to you. And I don't think that that's safe to buy. I just don't think that that's safe to buy. I'll be real. I don't. But that's not the only thing. That's just like a TikTok like influencer kind of person that's just like selling stuff. You know, it is what it is. You know, I know that everybody, so a lot of people get to like a certain stature and they're like, fuck it, like let's start a business. Like, I get it. You're good. Whatever. Let's talk about a legitimate fucking company. I got a bone to pick too. I'll be real with y'all. Y'all ever heard of that Guru Nanda? I don't like them. I don't fucking like them. I've never purchased the Guru Nanda shit. If you don't know what Guru Nanda is, it's like this. They first came out with like this oil that you use for like oil pulling and stuff. And they were just talking about all these things that it could do for you and how amazing it is, right? And when dentists came out, or when people who were educated on this came out, they didn't say that it would hurt you. They were just like, it's probably not really going to do anything for you. Like, it's, if you want to include it, sure, it's an extra step, but like it's not really going to change anything for you. They're just kind of like saying it, right? But that's not my issue. Here's why I fucking hate them, actually. I was scrolling on TikTok, right? And this live stream comes up on my phone, and it's Guru Nanda, and they've got themselves situated in like a white room, and the room looks as if like it's a dentist's office. Like, they made it look like that, and they put like this banner behind them, like they put like shelves and stuff with the Guru Nanda on it. Bitch, this is a bedroom. Like, I know it's a bedroom, but they staged it to look as though it was like a legitimate like little dentist office, like tiny little room, right? And the girl that's sitting there like talking about like flash sale, like come and get this, buy this, like you guys need this, like talking about all the stuff that it does for you. She's wearing a white lab coat. Now look here, buddy. I got a degree in marketing. And one thing that you learn when you study marketing is there's kind of this rule when it comes to consumers where you basically just have to assume that all consumers are stupid. And you have to be careful with what it is that you insinuate, with the way that you carry yourself, the way that you show your brand, and the things that you say, because you could be teetering on the lines of a humongous lawsuit. And wearing a white lab coat definitely gives the idea that you're a fucking doctor. You're a doctor. And so, I immediately click on the live, and I'm like, are you a doctor? Are you a dentist? And this bitch, my messages are some of the only messages in the chat. They had no mods. Like, nobody was deleting me, right? They had no mods. The lady would look at the screen and then ignore what I said. I was like one of like maybe 5 people that were actually talking in there, right? No, she read it. I saw her read it and then be like, yeah, guys, to the flash sale. She would just skip over my message and read somebody else's. And so I was just like, and then I told her, I was like, I feel like you wearing the white lab coat is like manipulative. Like, I was real. I was like, I feel like this is manipulation. Like, I feel like you are taking advantage of people right now. And she was like, what? Like, I feel like the white lab coat like looks pretty good on me. Like, I feel like I look good. What? Oh, I was was literally like thrilled. I was like, what kind of fucking response? Like, this is a legitimate fucking company. You go and look at their TikTok shop and they've sold thousands. I'm talking like 60,000. We're not talking about like a few small orders or a few hundred. We're talking about tens of thousands of people. And that was the last time I heard that it was 60,000 was like a while ago, like a very long time ago. So like they could be up there at like 100,000 right now. These people are manipulating other people into buying their, like they're blatantly lying to your face, but they're not saying it in words. Like, she's not saying she's a doctor, but she staged herself in this room that appears to be a doctor's office or like a dentist's office, and has put herself in a white lab coat and is telling you to buy this stuff for your teeth. That is manipulation. That's another reason why I don't think that you should purchase from TikTok Shop, because if you go on TikTok Shop, guess what? They are a verified seller. Apparently, there's such thing as verified sellers and non-verified sellers. And I've seen Guru Nanda like warn about this in the past, where they're like, if you go to purchase, like, make sure you're purchasing from the profile that had like 60,000 reviews. Don't purchase from these other ones that have like 6,000 or 10,000. Like, that's not us. Who the fuck is that then? What? Hold on a damn minute. Hold on a second. Who the fuck is that? Why is TikTok allowing a company to be verified on there and then allowing just random people to sign up saying they're the same company? Like, what? That's insane. That's fucking insane. That's like actually crazy. So I just don't think that TikTok Shop is a safe place to shop for you. Personally, there's been so much stuff that I have wanted to purchase from TikTok Shop, but here's the thing. It's mainly been clothes. I can't even lie to you. Like a few cute sets. I haven't bought it because I also just don't want to wait for the shipping period that there is. I like Amazon. I'm an Amazon girl. So if I see something that I like and I go on Amazon and it's not there, I'm just not getting it. Because I want it today or tomorrow. Not in a week from now. So somebody said they're just drop shippers. Yeah, exactly. It's just not safe. It's not, like, if you're getting clothing, cool. Like, I get it. Jewelry, cool. I get it. Like something physical like that, cool. That's fine. Please don't get stuff that you have to ingest. Please don't get stuff that you put inside your body. Please don't get stuff that you put on your skin or your hair, because if something goes wrong, buddy, you're fucked. You're fucked. Holy shit. Let's move on to the next one. While we're on the topic of like, what's it called? Oral hygiene, I guess. Let's see what we got. First one. Here's the thing. I believe this is a new one, apparently, for a lot of people. I have pulled back on how strongly I feel about this opinion as of recently. Because at first I used to think that people who didn't do it were stinky, but I have come to find out that there are a lot of people who don't do this. Brushing the roof of your mouth. If you brush your teeth, babe, you should brush the roof of your mouth. That's how I was raised. I won't even lie to you. That's exactly how I was raised. My mom, when she taught me to brush my teeth, I specifically remember her telling me, you need to brush your tongue and the roof of your mouth. That's just what I was taught. But then I come to find out there's a lot of people that don't do that. A lot of people that don't do that. A lot of people say it tickles. Yeah. See somebody say it tickles. I've seen people say that it tickles, like, or that like it's gonna hurt them. Like they haven't done it because they thought that it would like hurt them. Maybe it's just because I've been doing it my whole life, but it doesn't tickle at all. But it's probably because I've been doing it my whole life. So like I guess I'm desensitized. So it doesn't tickle at all for me. But brushing your tongue and the roof of your mouth is so important. I've seen mixed stuff, if you want me to be honest with you, because I talked about this like years ago. And I had like a whole video that blew up because I was like talking about, I was like, people don't brush the roof of their mouth. Like, I'm confused. And I actually had dentists who duetted me on TikTok. And they were like, actually, some of them said you don't have to. And then some said that you should. So it's up in the air. And we're going to get to that in a second. Okay. But I think that you should brush the roof of your mouth, because I'll be so real with you. I've known like a handful of people that I've been real with. I've been like, yo, bro, your breath stinks a little bit. Like, it's a little bit smelly. And it like smells the same like every time I talk to you and hang out. Like, What's going on? Like, I've been real with them because I'm not gonna walk around with this stinky bitch. Like, I'm gonna be so real with you. Like, if you smell, I'm gonna tell you. I am going to tell you because I want you to be at your best, you know? And the thing is, you can't walk around with me and smell bad. I'm not gonna let that happen. That'd be the last damn. I carry perfume, deodorant, lotions, hand creams, oil, gum, mints, breath spray, everything. I carry it all. You know, I'm not gonna let you go out sad. Okay. And so there's been a few people that I've told, I'm like, yeah, like your breath smells a little bit. And so I asked them about their oral hygiene. I'm like, you brush your teeth? And they'll be like, yeah, of course I brush my teeth. I'm like, you brush your tongue? And they'll be like, yeah, I brush my tongue. And I'd be like, you brush the roof of your mouth? And every single time, bitch, you know what they have said to me? No. And so I tell them, I say, brush the roof of your mouth. Trust me. Brush the roof of your mouth. Tell me why they start brushing the roof of their mouth. They don't stink no more. They don't stink anymore. So if you think you might be struggling with some bad breath, ask yourself if you brush the roof of your mouth. That may be the culprit. I'll be real with you. That may be the culprit. If that's not the culprit, then you got something called like little rice balls in the back of like your tonsils. Yeah, huck real hard. Or get like a, what's it called? Like a Q-tip and push on it back there. It'll come out. It's like a little rice ball. If you bite it, it's gonna taste so fucking bad. My dad used to get them. And then like every morning, once he discovered that that's what like the reasoning was, like he went to a dentist and the dentist told him that that's what it was. From that point forward, he was super insecure about it. So so every single morning, my dad would wake up hella early, right? And so it'd be like 5 or 6 in the morning. I'd wake up in my room down the hallway, hearing my father, like he's down the hall, like hucking in the bathroom, like shit like that. Because he said that he would like get back there and try to push on his tonsils and get those little rice balls out, right? But it would make him gag. And so I'd wake up every morning to him gagging, like audibly, like comically loud, right? But then for like 4 months straight, the way he would wake me up, so I'd wake up to that and I'd just be laying in bed like staring at the ceiling, like it's pitch dark outside, like oh my god. He'd come into my room, Jezabelle, smell my breath, I'd be like, no, I don't want to smell your breath. He'd be, smell my breath, I need to smell it. And then he'd come over to me and he'd blow his breath in my face. He'd be like, it smells good, right? And I'd be like, yes, Dad, it smells good. He'd be like, yeah, he said I took care of it, I know what I have to do now. Yep. You might have some rice balls back there, y'all. Oh, I just exposed my father. Hopefully he doesn't see that one. But this ties into my unpopular opinion right here. Okay, this is where we might start to begin differentiating from each other here. Okay, y'all might look at me different. Okay, y'all might look at me different because I'm over here talking real heavily about oral hygiene, right? Bitch, I hate the dentist. I don't trust the dentist. I don't. I'll be real with you. Okay. Fuck. Y'all are gonna really judge me here. Here we go. I'm gonna be real with y'all. Last time. Fuck. All right. I'm gonna just say it. Last time I went to the dentist was when I got my wisdom teeth removed, and that was in 20. I don't want to say it. It was in 2021. And then before that, the last time I went to the dentist was like 2019. I'll be so real with y'all. And look, I'm going to tell you, look, y'all, chill out. I'm going to tell you why, okay? It ain't got nothing to do with the hygiene. I just don't trust them. Because here's the thing. Being a dentist is, I want to say something kind of mean. I feel like, all right, I'm going to just say it, y'all. This one might be kind of mean, and I'm so sorry. But I'm going to just say it. I need to be firm and more confident in how I feel. I think that being a dentist is like the lowest form of a doctor that you could be. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just really don't trust them. I feel like they are like, their jobs are so heavily based on opinion. So heavily based on opinion. And I had a legitimate dentist tell me that, because this is the reason why I don't trust them. In 2019, I went to a dentist and he told me that I had 14 cavities. 14 cavities. Freaked me the fuck out, because I just went to go get my shit cleaned. I was like, what? I didn't have any pain. I had no problems. My teeth looked great to me. Like I was chilling. I was good. And up until this point, I'll be real with you, I was going yearly because my parents were taking me, but I was going yearly and didn't have a problem with dentists. But I went to this one. He told, 14, y'all. He told me I had 14 fucking cavities. And then he told me the price to fix them. And getting a fucking cavity fixed it's not cheap, y'all. Like, we're talking, it could cost you like over $100 per fucking cavity, depending on like how bad they determine that the cavity is. Fast forward a few years, 2021 comes around. I'm like, okay, like I got 14 cavities. I'm broke as fuck. I'm like, maybe I could run off on the plug. I don't know. Like maybe I can get some of them done and like tell them to put me on like a payment plan and just like avoid that shit. I'm like, fuck it. I need to go to a dentist. Like I need to get this sorted out. Like he told me like 2 years ago that I had 14. Like think about how bad it is. So I go to a new dentist. He checks out my teeth. He gives me a cleaning. He's like, all right, you're good. And I'm like, wait, like I didn't tell him about the 14 cavities because I was like, I wanted to see what he said, you know? At the end of it, I'm like, you didn't see any cavities in there? He pulls up my little x-rays of my mouth. And he's like, no, there's no cavities at all in your mouth. And I was like, what? And he shows me the x-rays and then shows me a set of x-rays that have cavities. He's like, you don't have cavities at all. And then I told him about what the other dentist told me. And he was like, I don't want to say the guy was wrong, but being a dentist, like it's very like heavily based on opinion. So like what one dentist says, like another might not agree with. And then you Google it and you're going to see that. If you Google it right now, it will tell you that being a dentist is heavily based on opinions. One dentist may think that you have cavities. Another one may think that you don't. So that's why I really just don't fuck with dentists. I just really don't fuck with them. Sounds like scammers. That's what I'm saying. And ooh, let me tell y'all, it was like a real breakup. Like that shit hurt me to my core because that was my childhood dentist. Like I had been going to him for the longest time. So to be turning into a grown woman and going there and him being like, all right, you got 14 cavities. The second that he saw it was me having to pay, like that's crazy. That's actually crazy. So yeah, some are pickier. Yeah, definitely. There are some dentists that will see like the beginning stages of a cavity that could basically be reversed and you'd be fine. That will just sit there and decide we should just clear it out right now. I also just don't like somebody playing around in my mouth. I'm gonna be so real with you, because let me tell you something. I had an orthodontist. Yeah, I've had braces before. I had braces when I was a kid, and I had an orthodontist, and he said one thing to me. And it low-key traumatized me for life. I was like 14, 15 years old. Oh my God. It traumatized me for life. Like, I don't like talking about this story. It was so weird. It's this old man, right? This old man. And he came over to me, and I remember his whole orthodontist system was kind of crazy. Like, it was an open room, right? It was this giant open room, and all the chairs are just like next to each other and kind of go in like a U shape, right? And so he, if you came there for your appointment, they would just send you to the back and you'd just be laying in the chair waiting next to like everybody else, right? And he would just hit him like one at a time, like boom. He'd hit this person, take the gloves off, put the gloves on, go to the next person, boom, do their thing, right? It's so awkward and weird, right? But he got to me. But he puts on his gloves and just shoves his fingers into my mouth, right? I'm talking about double-fisted, double-handed, got like at least 8 fucking fingers in my mouth, spreading my shit open, like pause, but like he's spreading my lips open, but pause, like not like that, right? Got his hands in my mouth. And he says to me, y'all, I don't want to say it. He said, wow, you have such a wet mouth. Double-fisted in my mouth. The fuck am I supposed to say to that? I went, because what? How the fuck do I reply to that? And I want you to know I thought about that for the rest of my, I still think about that to this day. That day specifically when that happened though, I didn't have a good day. I remember, you know, like this was like before class started, you know, like my parents took me early in the morning, like 8 a.m. They said like by the time I got back to class, like I was like pretty much done with my first period, like my first class. I get to class and I was off that day because I was thinking about it. What was I supposed to say? What do I do? I never trusted him after that. That shit's weird, right? I don't know if he meant it in a weird way or if he was just being genuine. Like, damn, kid. Like, they're weird. They're weird. It's not the same as being with like a different doctor. And let me tell y'all, like this is coming from a lady. And mind you, we got doctors that be all up in our shit. Like literally, like fucking, they'll be fist deep. Like the real doctors that actually be fist deep in you will be having a full blown conversation with you. Like they're not weird, but the guy who put his fingers in my mouth is weird. So that should let you know like how uncomfortable I am with dentists. Like, let's just be real. That I'm just telling you. That's my unpopular opinion. I just don't fuck with dentists. I know that I need to go to one, but as you can see, I hold some trauma. I do. I'm generalizing dentists because I had some freaky ass dentists. That's what I'm saying. That is what I'm saying. I know. And I know I need to go to one. And let me tell you, I have been working up the courage. You know, like I got to LA and like for the past, I know I've been here for 7 months. I know it's been 7 months. I know. But for the past 7 months, I've been telling myself, I'm like, yes, I'm going to make an appointment. I am going to make an appointment. I'm going to, y'all. I swear. I'm going to. Baby steps. Thank you. Thank you. We'll get through it. Okay? Maybe this opinion will flip. Will change. Maybe I just need a female dentist. That's what it is. You love my hair. Stop. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Okay. Well, we're still on the topic of hygiene. How about this one? Again, this is where our opinions have begun to differentiate, y'all. So the next one. I don't think that you have to shower every day. Let me elaborate on that, though. Hold on. Let me elaborate on that. If you go to the gym, if you go work out, if you get stinky, if you get all sweaty, you know, if you go and do a bunch of different stuff, if you're running around all day, like, yes, you should shower. But, you know, if you haven't, like, left the crib, if you didn't really go anywhere, if you didn't really, like, do anything, you know what I mean? Like, if you didn't sweat, if you've just been chilling, I don't think that you have to shower. I think that you're good. I think that you're fine. You know, like there's some days where I wake up and I just don't do anything. Like I just chilled that day. Maybe I just decided I'm just going to hung out at home, maybe ran out to go grab something and came back. Like it's not a big deal. I still feel fresh. I didn't sweat nothing. I think that it's fine if you don't shower. Now, I'm not saying go out, get sweaty and nasty and not shower. I'm just saying I don't think, depending on the circumstances, I don't think that you need to shower every day. I'll be real with you. Depends on the day. See, like that's what I'm saying. If you're home all day, you won't shower. Same. I won't. I only feel like if I go to a bunch of different places, like if I've been outside, even if I didn't like sweat, but if I've been out, like, you know, just like in the public air for a while, then like, yes, I will shower when I come back home for sure. Because the thing is, you should not put a dirty body in your bed. That one I don't even think I need to label as an unpopular opinion. I think that one's very popular. I don't think that you should get in the bed in dirty clothes. I don't think you should put a dirty body in the bed. Because to me, hold on, this might actually be, I don't think I want to say this one. I don't think I want to say the opinion I was about to say. No, Jezabelle. This is about unpopular opinions. Be confident in your opinion. If you have chosen to make this the unpopular opinion podcast, you've got to say it. Because here's the thing. All right, I'm going to just talk some hypotheticals, maybe like ask some questions. I might dance around it a little bit. But here's the thing. If you are clean, every time you get like into the bed. You know, like how often do you have to wash the sheets? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you should wash your sheets, but like how often do you need to wash them if like every time you get into said bed, like you are clean? You know? And I see people say once a week. I know a lot of people feel that way. I definitely do not wash mine once a week. I would be lying to you if I said that I did. I probably go anywhere from like once a month, maybe twice a month. You know, like I feel it out. Like I know if my sheets are dirty or not, okay? I know. Like I can look at them and I can be like, these sheets are dirty. Like I can tell they're dirty. You know, like I'm gonna just be real with you. But this also ties into like another article of fabric, towels. If the only time that the towel gets used is on like a clean body, like how often does it need to be washed? How often should it be washed? I wash mine, I'm not gonna say. I don't know. I would say I probably wash mine maybe like once a week, because a towel is different because it touches you when it's wet. And so the way that I was going to say that I gauge it is typically just like the way that the towel feels or like the way that it smells. Like if it doesn't smell like anything, if it still smells fresh, then like it's fine. Right? But like, you know, it's typically like once a week. Because I think it gets drenched and then it just sits there. You use 4 towels throughout the week? No. I have 1 towel. I use 1 towel for everything. My face, my body. I know some people don't like that. Some people are like, you should use a different face towel. You buy a face towel. My skin's fine. I use the same damn towel. And then I wash it and then I use it again. That's what I do. I'll be real with you. The little ones, yeah. Like the little ones for your face. You wash every shower after every shower. You wash every towel after each shower. That's crazy. That's a lot of water. That's a lot of water. I don't even wash my, let me tell you, y'all, I got a lot of clothes and a lot of my clothes are like repeat clothes. I'm a creature of habit. I don't really have much style to me. I find a shirt that I like and I'll buy 4 of them in the same color. I'll be real with you. And I kind of only wear like the colors black and gray most of the time. So, but yeah, I'll buy like 4 or 5 shirts of like the same fucking shit, like exact same thing. And I don't wash my clothes for a very, very, very long time. I wait until my clothes build up until an absolutely like ridiculous amount of clothes. I don't like wash my clothes like once a week or like when I have like a little pile, like it builds up to like a pretty large pile. And then I have just like a day where I dedicate to like really washing my clothes and putting stuff away, really getting into it. Usually I rediscover clothes. Like it's to the point where like it goes so long that like I rediscover clothes that I forgot about. I'll be like, holy shit, wow, when did I like wore it like once or twice. That's another thing. I will wear a shirt like, depends what I do in it, but I'll wear a shirt like 2 or 3 times before I'm like, okay, it's dirty. I'll keep it real. Now, if it's clothes that I worked out in, then I'll like only wear it once. But if it's like just like a regular shirt that I just like wore out or something, I'll wear that bitch like 2 or 3 times. I'm just gonna be so real with you. 2 or 3 times. You think it's just a mid-20s thing? It might be. I really hope, like I told y'all, I said it was unpopular opinions. So, you know, you had to come into here expecting that you probably would not agree with me, okay? You probably would not agree with me. But one thing about me, like let's get one thing straight. I don't stink. Y'all better understand that. No matter what the hell I'm saying right now or how different your opinion is from mine, you better believe that every time somebody meets me, they tell me I smell good. I smell good, y'all. I swear it. I am clean and I smell good. All right? Okay. Don't forget that. Don't think that I'm just walking out here smelling bad. Okay? All right. Let's move on from the hygiene topic. I don't know, man. I'm getting kind of... Okay. Well, shit, I think this one kind of plays into hygiene as well. This one, some ladies might not like. You know what? Men might not like this one either. This one's unpopular. I don't think that you should shave or just remove the hair whatsoever from your butthole. I don't think that you should. Your butthole is an area that is just condensed of all of your nerves. I honestly think that it is a practical fucking joke. Whether it have been God, nature, whatever chose to do it, but why the fuck do all of our nerve endings just cluster together in our fucking asshole? That's fucking insane. Like people used to they'd take tampons and soak it in alcohol and shove it up their ass because it would get them like fucked up real fast because all of your nerve endings are right there. That's insane. I don't think that you should remove the hair there because here's the thing. If you remove the hair from your butthole, and you can Google this, if you remove the hair from your butthole, you leave the opportunity for a cyst to develop. And that could go really, really, really bad. Because why? All of your nerve endings are right there. You do not want an ingrown hair there. You do not want to develop a cyst there. You do not, trust me, babe, you're going to be working with 2 booty holes. You're going to have a fucking crater. Don't do that, babe. It's just not worth it. It's unsafe. You should not do it. If you want to trim it up a little bit, okay, fine. But I do not think that you should remove the hair from your butthole. But I know that opinion differs from a lot of people because me, I don't mind body hair. I'm a Latin woman. There's not really much more I need to elaborate on that one. I have spent my whole life being upset about the amount of body hair that I had in comparison to the white girls that were around me. Because they either had absolutely no fucking body hair at all or it was completely blonde. My shit's dark and coarse and long. Everywhere. Everywhere. Okay? So at some point, I just said, you know what? Fuck this shit. I am tired of fucking doing this. So I am a girl who doesn't mind body hair. I even prefer it, especially on a man. You know, I posted a video recently where I talked about like body hair and I was saying that like I genuinely didn't I thought that most women like stopped shaving or like removing the hair from their cooch like when they maybe hit like 20 years old. Like I thought that most women just like let it grow out. You know, like you trim it up, you give it a little shape, you know, like line it up and shit. But I thought that most women like kept their hair, only to find out like I just saw a video of a girl talking about like getting her hoo-ha waxed. And I was like, wow. Like all the comments are girls talking about it. And I was like, wow, like women, like a lot of women get their stuff waxed. Like I did not know that. And it's just because I became so comfortable with my hair that I just didn't care anymore. I grew up, I was raised in a family where my parents taught me, they were like, hey, don't shave it. Don't cut it off. My parents, y'all know, were very sex positive, very open with me about this stuff. They raised me to not remove the hair from my hoo-ha. That's how they raised me. And since that's how I was raised, that's how I feel about everything. I saw even men, like when I posted that video, men were commenting saying like, no, like I prefer the hair to be removed. And they were like, I even removed the hair. I hate that. I hate that. I have denied sleeping with men in the midst of it because they whipped it out and it was bare. It disgusted me. I hated it. I was like, because let's be real with each other. It's not. They're weird looking. It's weird. They're weird looking. I can't explain it to you any other way. They're a little bit odd. And then when you have it completely bare, I can't lie to you. My opinion, this is just my opinion. This is just my opinion. I feel like it looks like a child. That's why I like hair. I associate hair with like adult, with like man, you know? I associate hair with woman. That's what I associate it with. I know that everybody has their reasonings for removing their hair, but me personally, I feel like it looks like a child. Again, that's probably just because of how I was raised, to be honest. Like, that's what my parents told me. Like, as I got older and like I had hair growing and stuff, they were like, do not remove it. Like, and when I got to like, you know, like when I was actually an adult, like I'd have conversations with my parents and they would be like, no, like I keep the hair because it's like a child. Like, it reminds me of like children. And so like, that's the opinion that I have. I feel like that's like a hard opinion to say, to like tell people that it like reminds me of a child, because I don't want to like insult people who prefer to have hair removed. You know, I'm not saying that you're attracted to children, but to me, this is what it reminds me of. To me. But to each their own. Keep removing it if you prefer to remove your hair. You should do what you want to do, but don't remove it from your butthole. That's something serious, okay? If you get like a cyst on your lip or something, like that's fine, you can recover. But your butthole is not an area that like you can recover from. So I'm just gonna be real with you. Don't remove it from your butt. Okay. Ooh, there's a bunch more. Dang, we've been doing this for 46 minutes. I got a lot more to go through, y'all. Okay. Should I keep going in order? I think that I just should. Because I got a real unpopular, like a real possible unpopular one coming up. All right. Okay, let's do this one. This one's possibly unpopular, but here we go. I think that every man should be chivalrous, even when you're in a relationship. I don't know how other women feel about this or how other men feel about this, but any guy that I've been with that like I've gotten serious with, I have made it very clear to them that they need to behave a certain way towards women. And that means not just holding the door for me, but holding the door for other women. That is extremely important to me. If we are entering a store and it's me and you coming in and you are a man and you open the door for me to walk in, if there's a woman exiting, you continue holding the door. If there's people behind us, you continue holding the door. I feel very strongly about that. Extremely strongly about that. Even when I'm not around, hold the door for women. Help women, you know, like help them. Help them if they need help. Be chivalrous. I feel extremely strong about that. But that also just ties into like things that men should just be doing for women, period. Like, it's like bare minimum type shit. Like, if you're a guy and like you're trying to date a girl or something and you don't fucking open the door for her, please don't get me fucking started. Please don't piss me off. That's not, because you know what I did? Let me tell you about the men that I grew up around. First of all, my father, don't even fucking play with him. Don't play with my dad. Don't play with my dad. You know what my father does? Every week, my father bought me flowers. Every week. He would buy me and my mom flowers. And he not only did he buy the flowers, but he would prep the flowers. He would cut the stems and everything and put them in the vase, make them look all pretty, and he would present it to me. That's exactly what my father did. He took that very seriously. And he told me that he did it every week because he wanted me to know what it was that I deserved when I got older. That is very important to me. Opening doors and shit like that. Not only did I grow up with that, but growing up, my two bestest friends that I think I've touched on before, I had two friends. Both of their names were Cam. It was so cute. It was Cam and Cam. They were both boys. They were like two big brothers to me, right? They made sure that I never did shit. Like, I'm talking about, like, if we were walking, hanging out with each other, if there was a door coming up, they'd go up, they'd open the door, and they would like make it clear to me, like, this needs to be done for you. This is how men should behave for you. They were like two big fucking brothers for me. And so like, this is the energy that I grew up around. I'm so blessed to have grown up around that energy. But guys, there's some bare minimum shit that if you are a man, you've got to be doing for the girl. Like, let me tell you, it's crazy because I'm saying it's bare minimum, but when I tell you it does a lot for the girl, it's bare minimum and it's expected of you. But when it is done, it feels amazing to know that, let's say you're going on a first date, right? You're a girl, you're going on your first date. The guy pulls up to come pick you up. He pulls up in his little car. He comes, he knocks on the fucking door, not text you talking about, I'm outside. That's not how that works. I might just be old school, but you knock on the door. You knock on the door and you come and you get me. And then we walk to the vehicle, right? We get to the vehicle and you open the door. No matter what, you will always open the fucking door. Again, bare fucking minimum, and it's expected of you. But when it is done, it feels so fucking good. So good. Bare minimum and expected, but still. I think that it is so important for men to be chivalrous still, and to all women, regardless of if you're planning to date them, if you find them attractive. It's just doing the right thing, you know? That's how I feel. I'm glad that there's a lot of you that agree with that. If you're a man, if you're not doing this stuff, you could level up by doing this. You could level up. Can I pull out the bong? I have a bong, but I don't have any like loose weed to put in it right now or anything to grind up. I actually have no bud. I think I said on Friday that I literally need to go to the dispensary, and I didn't go today, but I'm planning to go tomorrow because this is quite literally the last of what I have. Like, I've got 2 joints in here. These 2 are my last ones for tonight. It's gonna have to last, bud. It's gonna have to fucking last. Okay. Let's see, how much time we're at 51 minutes. We still got time to get through it. All right, I think that I should skip to a possibly very unpopular one. You know, like maybe the stuff that I've been saying we might have been teetering on of like, you know, like some people, like, you know, 50% people agree, 50% people don't. Here is one. Rapid fire is crazy. We're good. All right, here it is. All right, y'all. Like I said, this is unpopular opinions. You don't have to agree with me. I still fucking love you if you don't agree with me. And I hope that you still love me if you don't agree with me. I believe in population control. I don't think that it would be bad if people were limited to 1 child per household. I don't think that there's a problem with that. And when I say 1 child per household, I mean conceiving a child. If you want to have more children, I think that you should adopt. I don't think that it should be. I believe in 1 child per household, if you want more, then adoption is your option. I don't think that you should be allowed to pop out another. The population is so fucking big. I'm pretty sure that our planet is supposed to only be able to sustain like 3 billion people. Buddy, we are way above that. We are way fucking above that. I'll just be real with you. Now, how the population control thing would happen, I have no clue. What I might say might also be another unpopular opinion. Because you got to think about that. You're like, well, Jezabelle, like, if the population were to be controlled, how would you make that happen? I would have population control be a thing. Y'all might not like this, and I'm so sorry. By snipping the men. I'm gonna just be real. They're the ones, because here's the thing. They're the ones carrying around millions of children in them. Okay? I don't think that it should be about population control. Let's figure out how to, like, what can we do to the women? I think we should snip the men. I'll be real with you. That's how I think that we should go about it. I'm so sorry. But that's how I feel. I believe that there should be population control, and that I think that that's how we should go about it. This is so funny because there was like people that weren't agreeing with me at first, but the second I was like, snip the men, they're like, oh, okay, yeah. Everyone, snip them all. Get rid of them. Oh my God. Oh my God. What about having twins or triplets? Well, you know, like, if it happens, it happens. I don't think that we should, like, kill the kids or anything, you know? Like, I don't think it should be some wild shit like that. You know, you can't... Phenomenons like that occur, but, like, it's not, like, it's pretty rare that triplets are born. That's kind of crazy. That's definitely not something that happens all the time. I haven't thought that deep into it, though. About what we would do as a society with triplets. Let me come back to you on that one. I'm gonna think about that this week. I like to think hard about this. So I'm going to think about that this week as to what I would do. Because, you know, like I said, I have some opinions that I have. I'm like, damn, maybe I should be president. So let me pretend that I'm becoming president and I'm actually instating this. And I will come back to you with what I think that we should do if like somebody became pregnant with twins or triplets, like how that would impact the society. I'm going to come back with statistics and shit. So give me some time. Let me take the week for it. Take out the weak link is crazy. Make them battle it out? What? Ooh, okay, I didn't write this opinion down, but this is an opinion that I've had come up in my brain the past week, actually. Ooh. No, that one's too elaborate. I don't think I could elaborate on that right now. I don't think I could elaborate on it. Because I feel like I need to have some explanation behind it. Because, okay, so here's what I was going to say. What I was going to say is, like, earlier this week, like, last week, I was, like, debating in my head, like, would, like, natural selection be a better form of governing people than like our current system? And I was like really debating this shit in my head. I'm gonna have to come back to y'all on that one too, though. That one I feel like needs a lot more elaborating. But that reminds me of like an opinion that I actually, here's the thing, because this ties into a different opinion that I had that I wrote down, where I said that I think people can change. I feel like that one, I feel like a lot of people believe that people can't change, but I believe the opposite. I think that people can change, and I think that the idea that they can't is like insane. But what I was going to get into is prison. People can change, and here's my proof. I used to be so heavily set on the death penalty. I fully believed in the death penalty. My whole life, I took criminal courses, I took criminal law, and I remember it was a huge debate that we had in our class where we would talk about like if the death penalty is like morally like correct and everything. And I felt so strongly about the death penalty because I would say like, you know, like specific circumstances, like there are many circumstances where I felt that the death penalty should be instated. But as of recently, this opinion actually changed. And it was because I was educated. Somebody educated me. It took me seeing, there was a man recently, I forgot his name. Was it Marcel Williams? Was that his name? There was so much that went wrong in his case, and like even the actual evidence and DNA evidence and everything that they had basically exonerated him, but they would not overturn anything. They wouldn't hear his case. They wouldn't do anything. And so he ended up getting executed. And many people believed, and even the people that like resided over the case when it first happened, believed that he was innocent and even tried fighting for him. Can you imagine that the original prosecutor on your fucking case is fighting for you, saying like, actually, I think that he might be innocent, and they still execute you? And it's because the reason why the death penalty doesn't work and isn't smart is because of how fucked our system is. So fucked, and so many things slip through the cracks, and people get paid off, and people cover shit up, and DNA gets mishandled, that it leads to people that don't deserve to get killed getting killed. The same way that there are people serving time in prison right now for sentences that they did not do, crimes that they did not commit. There are people that spend their whole life in prison and didn't commit that crime. And so because of that means that there's going to be people that get executed that shouldn't have been executed. And that is why I recently rescinded my opinion on the death penalty. Something like that changed my mind. And so I do think people can change. I definitely do. That ties into prison as well, because I also believe that I think that prison time should be less. I like the way that other countries handle prison. I think that the way that we handle prison in our system is just completely fucked. But all of this is like, honestly, like it could be a whole fucking podcast on its own as to the way that our system is. Like, our reoffending rate is ridiculous in comparison to other countries. Like, we're talking about damn near 90% reoffending rate of like these people. Like, we're talking like at least like 80% of these people are going to get out of prison and then end up right back in fucking prison. And the way that we determine the amount of years that these people get are insane. We'll see people, we'll see people go through heinous crimes, and get 4 years and a slap on the fucking wrist. Somebody has drug possession and all of a sudden they're in prison for 7 fucking years. Like, that doesn't make any fucking sense to me. Who came up with that? Who came up with that? Seriously? That's insane. We don't focus on factors that cause crime. We focus on punishing it. Yeah, and it makes it worse. It makes it so much worse. Prison was supposed to be like rehabilitation. That's what it was supposed to be. And it is not that. I mean, like, we're just... Do you know how many prisons have lawsuits against, like Fulton County Prison, the Fulton County Jail, I believe it is, has like a huge lawsuit against them right now, like a humanitarian lawsuit against them for like the way that the people are being treated. Like, they're being treated so poorly. Like, I think that there was what started this whole lawsuit, like it was a few years ago, was that a guy was discovered deceased in his cell, but he wasn't discovered until like a week after he had been deceased. Like, he's like rotting type shit. What? Like, the conditions that they keep these people in are insane. And then these jails and these prisons are insanely overcrowded. And then we're not even going to get into like the people who work in these prisons, the stuff that happens in these prisons behind closed doors. I mean, like, there's a legitimate women's prison. Like, I'm not going to say what takes place in it, but you could just Google it. There's a women's prison that's known as a prison that women go to when stuff happens to them. And it's literally known for this. They haven't fixed anything. They haven't changed it. You Google it, you will find the prison. You will see what it is known for. And nobody has stopped it. What the fuck? What? That's crazy. So, like I said, this could be a whole separate podcast on its own. A whole separate one. A whole separate one. I don't want to end on that note. We should end on a better note. I have some more, but it seems as though we might be coming back to discuss this on Friday. So maybe we run back a part 2 of unpopular opinions on Friday, because I got a lot more, and I think that they get a little bit deeper into the unpopular side. So let's end this on something better. I've got some other opinions where here's a pretty lighthearted one. Here's a lighthearted one. Okay. This one is just an opinion. I don't know if it's unpopular. I believe that cars' speed should be capped at a way lower speed. Like, what's the max, like, fastest that you can go in the US? I think that's like maybe like 5 miles over that or something is like where the speed should like be capped. I have no idea why vehicles are allowed to go so fast if there's speed limits that are like way below that. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. And I also believe that, like, do you know how many people's lives could be saved? Do you know how many car accidents could be prevented? I mean, I specifically think about, like, I feel like this isn't ending on a better note, Jezabelle. But I specifically think about this one where this one was like a couple years ago where this lady was going like 100 miles an hour. And she was like drunk behind the wheel, but she was like hitting like over 100, just flooring it. I think it was in Los Angeles, down the street, blew through a red light and like slammed into like a car and like killed a bunch of people. Like, we could have prevented that. That could have been prevented. There are so many things that could have been prevented. Now, I know that there's like racing cars and other stuff like that. I think that those cars should be like kept in a specific area to specific people with specific licensing. They shouldn't be street legal. But I don't think that like why are cars able to go 200 miles an hour if the highest speed limit in the state is like 70? That doesn't make any fucking sense. How does that make sense? No reason to be doing over 80. And that's so real. Maybe I just drive like a grandma. I'm one of the people that stays to the right lane and goes the speed limit. I can't even hold you. If I'm in a rush, girl, I might go like a little 5 over. I'm terrified of driving. I'm terrified of the possibility of car accidents. But have y'all ever been in a car that goes fucking fast? It's terrifying. I've quite literally never gotten back in the car with so many people because of just how fast they drove. I remember being in a car filled with like some guys who were in a sports car. I should have expected it, right? But I did. I was literally gripping the fucking door. I was gripping the fucking door. Like, because they did that thing where like any little space that they got to like just floor it, they did. And so they'd be flooring, like I'm talking about flooring it, coming straight up to a car that looks like it's damn near stopped. And then going to like take an exit to get off and then like flooring it down the exit when the exit says go 20 miles an hour, bud. Or the people that be like weaving in and out of traffic, like doing shit like that. I was literally gripping that car, like praying for my life. And ever since then, I've never gotten in the fucking car with any of them again. I take an Uber. I take an Uber in LA. You know how expensive that is? It's worth my life. If you asked me prior to that, like, Jezabelle, would you take an Uber from here to here? Like, it's going to cost you like $60. I'd be like, fuck no, that's expensive. I'll carpool. Then I carpooled. And I realized $60 is nothing. My life is worth so much more. I'd pay $100. I'd pay $200. As long as I know I'm going to get home safe tonight. And I remember, like, when we got to, like, the next destination, I told them straight up, I was like, I'm not getting in my car. I'm going to take an Uber home. Like, I'm going to be real with you. I am taking an Uber home. Let me tell you, I caught them up. I'll be real with you. Bitch, they drank and drive. They smoked, drank, and drove, right? So we had gotten to this restaurant, and they began drinking at the restaurant. And they had smoked and everything. We smoked while we were waiting for our table. We were waiting like 45 minutes for the table. So we smoked before we got to the table. We get to the table, right? And in my head, I'm fucking cooked right now, right? I'm fucking cooked. They're sitting there talking about smoking more. But then all of a sudden they're like, let's order some sake. Like, and I was like, no, I'm not. And they everybody ordered sake. They're drinking sake, right? They're pounding it down. They finished off one bottle per person. Finished a bottle of sake. That's a lot, bitch. That is a lot. I look over at him, right? At the guy that's supposed to be driving. I look over at him. And I'm like, dude, I'm like so fucked up right now. Like, I don't know how you're not fucked up. Sneak attack, bitch. I'm like, I don't know how you're not fucked up. And they look at me and they're like, no, I'm fucked up. I was like, really? I was like, what would you say you're at, like, on a scale of 1 to 10? And I remember him going, shit, I'm like, I'd probably say like a 7. And I was like, really? You're a 7? How are you going to drive us home? Dead face right at him. And he just like, he like stopped and he's like, look at me. He's like, I was, and he tried laughing it off. He's like, I wasn't expecting you to catch me up like that. And I was like, no, yeah. How are we going to get home? How are you going to, you picked me up. How am I going to get home? Like, I'm so serious, looking him dead in his face saying this. And I was like, and in my head, I had already told myself, I was like, I'm taking a fucking Uber. Bitch, I'm taking an Uber. Because this man looked at me and he was like, we're going to go driving through the hills after this. Let me tell you what it's like driving through the hills. If you've never been in Los Angeles, bitch, you hear people say hills. But let me tell you something. When I lived in Georgia, do you know what a hill was to me? A little incline. That was a hill. These are mountains. These are not hills. These are mountains. I don't care what anybody says. And I want you to know what it's like driving through them. When you're driving through the hills, no guardrails. You could just look over the side. I had no idea that I did not know hills got this big. I thought when I moved here, like the place that's called the hills, like I still referred to it as mountains. I was like, oh, these mountains are so beautiful. They're like, why are you calling it mountains? That's what the fuck it is. Do you see how big this is? Oh my God. Yeah, no. And so I told them, I was like, I'm gonna just take an Uber home. And they were like, no, come with us through the hills. It'll be fun. I was like, no, I'm gonna just take an Uber. Don't worry. It's fine. And I'm like laughing it off with them. Like, it's really uncomfortable being in situations like that because, I mean, everybody's participating in it. And like, I feel like the odd one out. Like, it's uncomfortable, and I feel like I have to like act like it's cool and like everything's fine and shit. Meanwhile, on the inside, like I feel really fucking uncomfortable, dude. I feel really fucking uncomfortable. And I like going back and forth debating with you isn't what I want to do either. So when he's looking at me, he's like, "No, come with me. Like, it's cool. It's cool." I was like, "No, it's not cool." He's like, "Well, let me at least drive you like to this place and then like get you an Uber. Like, I want you to be safe." I was like, "Don't worry." Like, I literally ordered the Uber while he was saying that. And I was like, "Look, it'll be here in 2 minutes. Everything's fine. Like, we haven't even paid the check yet. By the time you pay the check, like, we'll be good. We'll be out of here. Like, I'll be gone. It's fine. I'll be fine." But that's how my dad raised me. He said, no matter what, he's like, never get behind the wheel with somebody that's under the influence. If somebody's under the influence, do not get in that car. He said, no matter what it costs to get a car ride out of there, call me. I'll come pick you up. He said, I don't care what time it is. I don't care if you're underage drinking. He's like, I will come and get you. It is not worth your life. So, bitch, I got an Uber and I got the fuck out of there. Let me tell you something. That's probably the best Uber ride of my life. Best Uber ride. I get in the Uber and I'm like, I'm high, right? I get in the Uber. He was like, what would you like the temperature set to? And I tell him, and he's like, okay, well, go ahead. There's some water back there, and I'll turn on some lovely music. And he turned up just like a little bit of jazz. I'm sitting in the back car. I was like, wow, this is really nice. I enjoyed it. It was the best Uber ride. It was the best decision I ever made. It felt like God being like, good thing you did this, Jezabelle. Good thing you did this. I've just seen too many things go wrong. Too many things go wrong. Jazz, I know, right? Ain't no way. Exactly. It was meant to be. It was God. We dived into a lot. We'll tap back into it on Friday though, because I got some more unpopular opinions that we didn't even touch on. But we'll get more into it. I'd say that Fridays will probably be the more serious ones. But hey, end of the podcast now. I have remembered to remind you guys, if you are in the podcast right now, if you're watching on YouTube, Wednesday is What Would Jezabelle Do Wednesday. So if you have a question, a situation, want to get something off your chest, want to submit something, just click the link in the description. If you're on Twitch, it's going to be in the About section. Click it, submit it. I'm going to go through them. I'm going to pick some stuff anonymously speak on it on Wednesday. I love you guys so much. I hope that you had a great fucking weekend. I hope that you enjoyed hearing my unpopular opinions and I guess getting to know more about me, because I feel like we divulged a little bit about me, my hygiene and shit. I'm glad that I had you guys here. I hope you enjoyed hanging out. I hope you enjoy the rest of your night. I hope you sleep very well tonight and wake up feeling great, because tomorrow's going to be a great day. I'm excited for Wednesday. I love you guys so much. See you then. Good night.